Hello and welcome to Appetite for Distraction, the show that's watched by bearded dragons everywhere. I'm your host Mark Walton, and sadly Johnny Chayardney is out doing his Christmas shopping, so we roped in some Irish guy instead.
Hello, I'm some Irish guy, and this week's show is all about ports. Not those things you plug your favourite USB coffee cup warmer into, but ports of classic console games onto mobile phones.
That's right, and far from being a lazy way for publishers to make some cash, the three we've got to show you are pretty darn good.
That's a bit harsh, isn't it?
What is?
Well, not every publisher is driven by cold-hearted desire to make money, churning out the same crap every year, stemming innovation, and generally having an overwhelming desire to make the human race as unhappy and poor as possible.
Clearly you've never heard of Bobby Kotick.
Oh.
GTA 3 has hit the App Store, and we've got the lowdown on this gaming classic.
Plus, we take a look at the excellent Sonic CD and what is regarded as one of the best RPGs of all time, Chrono Trigger.
Regarded by many as one of the all-time great games, Rockstar's Grand Theft Auto 3 has now made its way onto mobile devices. And yes, Android users, that includes you too.
Sorry, babe. I'm an ambitious girl. You're just small time.
This isn't some dumbed-down version of the game either. It's the full-blown, cop-killing, hooker-finding, explosion-filled crime spree that set the benchmark for open-world sandbox gameplay. For those out there unfamiliar with the series, you play as a small-time crook who gets set up by your girlfriend during a heist. Cue some big explosions, a bit of exposition, and you're set loose on Liberty City, a playground for the corrupt where you can pretty much do anything you want. There are set missions, of course, which play through a plot with cutscenes and some great voice acting, but the joy in GTA is basically doing whatever you like. Fancy mowing down a bunch of helpless pedestrians? Going on a cop-killing spree? Simply driving around town obeying traffic laws? It's all yours for the taking, and a hell of a lot of fun. Right, that's the history lesson over. Now for the changes. They are few in number, fortunately, and as you'd imagine, most involve how you control the game. Virtual touchscreen buttons are overlaid on the action, which dynamically change depending on whether you're driving or on foot. You can also swipe to change weapons, the radio station, and sweep the camera around. They work pretty well, but as always, they're never going to be a great replacement for a controller, and we found driving to be particularly tricky. The controls are fully customizable though, letting you reposition them and change their size, depending on how you hold your device, which is a nice touch. Other than the controls and some odd texture pop-in, GTA 3 plays as well as you remember. It's still an incredible amount of fun, and one of the best mobile games out there. Now, where's my hooker got to? It's not all about GTA this week. The bods at Square Enix and Sega have been getting their port on too.
And what a port it is, a smooth, sumptuous port that's as damp as an otter's.
Oh, whoa, I think I'm going to have to stop you there. Here's some games.
Sonic CD is one of the lesser known Sonic games, mostly because it was released on the Mega CD, a CD-ROM add-on for the Mega Drive that was purchased by all of 5 people. That's a shame because Sonic CD is one of the best in the series. Fortunately, Sega's done the right thing and re-released it on Xbox Live, PlayStation Network and the iOS App Store, so iPhone and iPad owners can get in on the action. There's a plot behind Sonic CD, albeit a wafer-thin one. Sonic and his hot pink girlfriend Amy Rose jet off to Never Lake for some private time and to see the fabled Little Planet. But to their horror, they find the planet tethered to a mountain completely covered in metal. This is of course the work of Dr. Robotnik, who's using the planet's unique time properties to make his own base. Yes, it's pretty ridiculous, and to be honest, you don't really hear much about it until the end of the game. What is good though is the level design, some of the best to ever grace a Sonic game. It's classic super fast platforming all the way, with a neat time travel mechanic making each level somewhere you'll want to explore multiple times, to find hidden bonuses, and to see how things change as you jump around the timeline. Plus there's Metal Sonic and some weird UFO smashing special stages, and you can swap between the US and Japanese soundtracks, which is a strange point of contention for hardcore Sonic fans. The weirdos.
As if that wasn't enough porting goodness, Square Enix has released one of the greatest JRPGs of all time on the iPhone, Chrono Trigger. Originally released on the SNES in 1995, Chrono Trigger was developed by one of the all-time great development teams, headed up by the creator of Final Fantasy, the creator of the Dragon Quest series, and Akira Toriyama, the manga artist behind Dragon Ball. While the game sticks to many of the standard JRPG tropes, young, spiky-haired characters, turn-based battles, and an XP and magic system, it also introduced new features such as the tech battle system for combining each character's power in battle. But it was the time travel mechanic that really made Chrono Trigger special, creating a mesmerising storyline that spanned the ages and tugged at your heartstrings. It also affected how the environment looked, with changes in the past being reflected in the future, sometimes to dramatic effect. While the port mostly remains faithful to the original, there have been a few changes. Menu items and text have been dramatically upscaled to look good on a retina display, but they look quite jarring when used against the lower resolution animation. The controls are a little fiddly too, with the virtual joystick being very picky about where you use it on the screen. That shouldn't put you off playing what is a fantastic game though, one that still holds up today, and is as fine an example of a JRPG that you can get on iOS.
Right, that's it for this week's show. We've got one more appetite to go this year, featuring everyone's favourite hipster, Johnny Chayadne.
In the meantime, subscribe, comment, and let us know what you think of the show by using the links below.
He's been Mark, I've been some Irish guy, and remember, a wet and windy May fills the barn with corn and hay.
Right, see you next time. Hello and oh god.
Hello, welcome to Hungover
Day.
That's
You're not hungover. You know.
Oh, I am hungover.
You have to do it right.
I just wasn't at the same party you were at.
Oh,
It's damp as an otter's pocket. It's the best saying ever.
damp
How
as
could it
an
not be?
otter's pocket. Do
Yeah.
otters have pockets?
Sure they do. Where do they store their otter treats?